Okay. So translation. So I will just give the general form. Number one, y equals f of s transform to y equals f of s plus a is a translation in the x-axis by vector minus a0 by vector minus a0. Now, what does that mean? That is a shift in the x-axis by, I want to put in code now, minus a unit. A shift in x-axis by minus a unit. But the standard way of putting it is what I've written for you in vector by vector. That's the standard. Now you can see that because it's a translation in the x-axis, the column vector that you have here, the A, that's to tell you that is the transformation or the translation is happening in x-axis. And because it's not happening in y-axis, that's why you have the column here to be 0. Because it's not happening in y-axis, that's why you have this to be 0. So anytime you see this, you know that, oh, the translation has taken place only in x-axis. So write that quickly. Hope you can see the board clearly.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. I'm trying to reduce it so that I can have at length. So let me just continue. So similarly, that's number 2 now. Y equals f of s transform to y equals f of x minus a is a translation in the x-axis by vector a0 by vector a0. That is a shift in the, sorry, there's something missing here in the Roman figure 1, a shift in the x-axis. So we can continue here now that is a shift in the x-axis by vector, no, this is not vector this time. by plus a unit. By plus a unit. We'll stop there. So write that. So when you're done, let me know. When you finish writing this, please let me know. Hello, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay.
Wait, sir, is that plus A?
Yes, plus a.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That's why I put it in quotes. Plus a, yes.
Yes, sir, I finished
All right.
writing about it.
Okay. Now, we have considered having the translation happening in each of the axes separately. Now, it is also possible to have the translation to happen on both axes at the same time. You call such combined translation. You get that now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will not give scenario of that now. So combined translations. The first one, y equals f of s, transform to y equals f of x plus a plus b. Do you see that now? F of x plus a plus b. Oh, no. Don't let me go to combined translation yet. Let me discuss the vertical translation. Let me discuss vertical translation so that combined translation will make sense to you. So Roman figure 3. Y equals f of s transform to y equals f of x plus a is a translation.
Later.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
You want to say something?
No, sir.
Okay. So y equals f of x transform to y equals f of x plus a is a translation in the y axis by vector 0a. So you can see the distinction between this and when it's happening in x-axis. So 0 means the translation is not taking place in x-axis, but in y. So that's why you have the coordinate of the first column to be 0, and that means x. So 0a, that is a shift in the y-axis by plus a unit. A shift in y-axis by plus a unit. Also, that's number 4 now. Y equals f of s transform to y equals f of x minus a is a translation in the y-axis by vector 0 minus a. That is a shift in the y-axis by minus a unit. So in other words, this one, for the first, the Roman figure 3, that's plus a. That will be upward shift. Upward shift. Then this will be downward shift. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And don't forget, I've told you that the standard way of saying it is using vector. But if you forget to use the vector format, then you can use the shift, which will also be condoned. And using the shift also gives better insight to what you are supposed to do. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So please write that. When you are done, let me know. Then we will now quickly look at the combined transformation.
Yes, sir. I finished writing it down.
All right. So let's now look at combined translation. So for the combined translation, we can have number one, y equals f of s, transforming to y equals x plus a plus b. Can you see that now? X plus a plus b. So this is a translation on both axes by vector minus a b by vector minus a b. That is a shift in x-axis by minus a unit and a shift in y-axis by plus b unit. So what does that mean? It simply means that it will shift to the left horizontally and it will shift upward vertically because it is plus b. Do you understand that now? It will shift to the left in x-axis and it will now move up vertically to the y-axis. So that's the meaning of the combined translation. Does that make sense to you? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It may seem abstract now. Don't worry. By the time I start giving examples, you will understand the concept. So write this quickly.
Yes, sir. I finished copying down the first one.
Okay. So Roman, if you got 2, y equals f of s transform to y equals s minus a minus b is a translation on both axes by vector a minus b by vector a minus b. That is a shift in the x-axis by plus a unit. And then a shift in the y-axis by minus b units. So what does that mean? It means that the shape or the graph of the function that has experienced combined translation, it will shift to the right on the x-axis or to the right horizontally and then go down the y-axis. So that's what it means. So write that quickly. So when you are done, let me know.
Okay, so finish copying it now.
All right. So before I will give you an example, I want you to tell me the transformation that has taken place in this. Y equals f of x transform to y equals f of x minus a plus b. Tell me what transformation is that? Then y equals f of s transform to y equals f of x plus a minus b. What type of transformation is that? I'm waiting. Just answer the question orally.
So you're going to, for the first one, you're going to the right upwards.
No, I want you to say it this way. Say it this way. The first way I've mentioned it. That is
They
a
will be
translation by blah, 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 by vector. That's what I want to do.
they will be a translation by both axes by a b
By vector
no,
A,
by a
B.
minus by a b a then b,
You mean the first
which
one, number
it will
one?
mean a shift in the x-axis to the right and upwards y-axis and y-axis upwards.
Very good.
And the
What
second
about
one
number
be
two?
a shift axis to the left
Okay.
and a downward axis in the y-axis.
Very good. Very good.
Oh,
So number two simply means translation in both axes by vector minus A minus B. While number one is translation on both axes by vector A, B. Very good. So we can now consider example now, because it's important you understand the principle. So let's see examples. Number one says, given that y equals s squared, find question A, f of s plus 2. Question B, f of x minus 1. Question C, f of x plus 2. Question D, f of x minus 1. That's example one. So write the question so that we'll be able to do it together in that order. Hope you can see the question.
yes, sir. Right.
So when you're done writing, let me know, please. That. Now, given that y equals s squared, that means you have been given the f of s. Now, what the question demands from you now is to find the function that transforms to f of s plus 2. So in other words, you have been given the vector of translation. You understand that now? So you now find this function that transforms to that. So y equals f of x equals s squared. That's the original function. Now this function now transforms to y equals f of s plus 2. What does that mean? It means that I will go and replace x in f of s with s plus 2. So this will now be x plus 2 squared. Do you understand that now? S plus 2 squared. So you can leave it this way, or you expand this. When you expand, it becomes s squared plus 4x plus 4. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So y equals f of x equals s squared. Transform to y equals f of s plus 2 is s squared plus 4x plus 4. So meaning by the time you translate s squared, it gives you this function. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
That's what the question is demanding from you. So write that. So when you're done writing that, let me know so that we can now answer B, C, and D.
Okay, sir. Please copy it down.
All right. So B, question B says we should find f of s minus 1. So y equals f of x, which is s squared. We now transform to y equals f of x minus 1, which means I will substitute s minus 1 for x in f of s, and that will be x minus 1 squared. So when you expand that, it gives s squared minus 2x plus 1. Therefore, y equals f of x, which is equals to s squared, transform to y equals f of x minus 1, which is s squared minus 2x plus 1. So that's that. Then quickly, let me quickly do C here. So for C, you have y equals f of s, which is s squared, to be transformed to y equals f of x plus 2. Now you can see that that's a translation in y-axis. So you just add 2 to f of s. So that will be y equals f of x, which is s squared. We now transform to y equals, our f of s is s squared, so it will just be s squared plus 2. That's all. You have answered that. Then D, y equals s squared to be transformed to y equals f of x minus 1. So in that context, just replace f of x here with s squared. Y equals s squared minus 1. We have written the transformation equation. Is that clear? So please write that. They will now say example 2. Hope you are writing. Hello?
Yes, sir.
When you are through writing, let me know, please.
Yes, finish writing it down.
Okay. So hope this is clear to you. Do you have any question? Is it clear to you? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Is this clear?
Yeah, this is clear, sir.
Okay. So let's see example 2. Now for the example 2, I'm still going to use the same function. This time the question says, given that y equals f of x, where f of x equals s squared. Sketch the graphs of A, y equals f of x plus 2. B, y equals f of x minus 1. C, y equals f of x plus 2. And D, y equals f of x minus 1. So write the question quickly so that you'll be able to see how to do that correctly. When you're done writing the question, let me know.
Yes, sir. I finished writing the examples.
Okay. So let's now solve it. Now, in this context now, there's no way you want to sketch the transformed graph without, first of all, sketching the original function. So the first thing we're going to do is to sketch the original function itself. Y equals f of x, and that equals s squared. So how does the graph of this look like? Now, don't forget the first thing we did last week was to discuss sketching of graphs. Now, the process of sketching of graph is what you are still going to apply here. Now, to sketch graph, remember the steps. 1, we said you look for the x-intercept. 2, the y-intercept. Then 3, the turning point. Now, y equals s squared. What's the s-intercept? S-intercept is when y is 0. So if you equate s squared to 0, s will be 0. Similarly, the y-intercept will be 0 because if you say s is 0, that's y-intercept. Do you understand that now?
Yes, sir.
And the turning point will occur where the
The
symmetry lies. And because this is
yes, sir.
just s squared, so the symmetry still lies at 0. So that suggests to you, then the coefficient of x squared is positive. So that suggests to you it's going to be a minimum curve. So the graph will now look like this. Let me use line. Let me use line. Then sorry, I want to use something that will draw smart. Okay. Yeah. So this is y-axis. Y-axis, x-axis. Now, y equals 0 and s equals 0. This is the graph. So this is y equals s squared. You get that now? So I now want to answer question A, which is f of s plus 2. Now, question A says y equals f of s plus 2 is a translation in x-axis by vector -2, 0. Do you agree with that? So what does that mean? Let me change the color to red. Now, the vector of transformation is -2, 0. That means there will be a shift by -2. So if the turning point here is 0, so add -2 to 0, that gives you -2. So that means the turning point will come here. This is -2. So the graph will now turn at this point. So do not come this way. Do you get that now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's now the graph of y. No, I want to change the color. So this is now y equals f of x plus 2. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so sketch that quickly. So shift to the left by -2 units. This is origin. So when you're done with that, let me know. Yeah, my battery is running down. I have just 10% remaining. Please hurry up. And there's no light for me to charge. Are you done? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Are you through?
What was that, sir?
I said, are you through drawing this?
Almost. I've finished the diagram. I'm just writing the notes on it.
So let me quickly look at B. B says y equals f of x minus 1. Now, y equals f of x minus 1 is a translation also in x-axis by vector 1, 0. So, and that means it will shift by a unit to the right. So in that context, you have the graph to look like this. I'm rushing up because of my battery laptop that is going to pack up. So this is y equals s squared. Now, y equals s minus 1. We now shift from 0 here to plus 1 here. This is 1. So the turning point will now be here. Is that clear? So this is 0. This is y equals f of x minus 1. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, do that quickly. Then I will now do C.
I'll do it myself.
Who are you talking to?
What was that, sir?
I said, who are you talking to?
Oh no, my mom just came in to ask a question real quick.
Okay. So while you are writing that, let me quickly do C here. Y equals f of x plus 2 is a translation in y-axis by vector 0, 2. So, and that means there will be a shift, a vertical shift by 2 units. A vertical shift by 2 units. So that means they're going to have something like this. This is x, this is y, this is 0. So y equals s squared. That's y equals s squared. Now let me now change the color. For y equals f of x plus 2. So let's say this is 2 here. So it will now shift, the turning will shift from 0 by 2 units up. So this will now go this way. So this is y equals f of x plus 2. Hope that makes sense to you. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then quickly, let me do D as well while you are writing. I want to finish that before, because I have just 5 minutes left. The laptop can pack off anytime. So y equals f of x minus 1. That is a translation by vector 0 minus
Wait,
1.
sir, for the C diagram,
What do you say?
for the C diagram, is that curve on the zero axis? Is the turning point on the zero, or is it on like further apart?
For the black?
For the C, yeah, for the black one.
Yes, it's on 0. Yes.
Oh, okay.
The turning is on 0. It's just that the line is not smooth. Yes, it's on 0. So for D, so there will be a shift downward by 1 unit. You have the x-axis, the y-axis. So y equals f of s. This is y equals s squared at origin. Then it will now shift downward by a unit. So minus 1 is here. So we now have the graph this way. So this is y equals f of x minus 1. Hope that makes sense to you. So you can see how the graph has been shifted in horizontal axis and vertical axis. So when I don't, let me know. Are you true? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Are you true?
What was that, sir?
Are you true?
Almost.
Okay. So while you are doing that, let me write the assignment here. Given that y equals s squared minus 1, sketch the graphs of a y equals, oh,